Okay, good evening, everybody, and welcome to TFC Live, episode 33. It's the event briefing and tips and tricks. Clearly, I'm not Liam99. I'm better looking, which is why I don't need a picture. However, with us, we've got Stu, we've got George, and I've got Brian tonight. Evening, guys. You all right?
What's up?
I survived.
Good evening so far.
I'm good.
So far, yeah, we just started. So far, it's been fine. Even though we've already got a dislike already. We love that, all right? It's a good start, isn't it? Anyway.
So there's nowhere to go but up, is what you're saying.
That's it. Yeah, from here it's all upwards. So there's quite a few slides tonight. Okay, but obviously because it's obviously the show before the raid commences, obviously on the 13th. And I've noticed one thing. I haven't noticed any reduction in the number of slides required, even though we're not getting the monthly updates. So the information's still coming in. It's coming in timely. And it's still giving us plenty to put out to the community, so that's good news. So should we do some slides?
Yes,
we'll get them up, and then we'll chat a little bit about them, that sort of stuff. So let's get the PowerPoint thingy up and running. And present to everybody.
We have to get Stu to talk.
No, he's nervous. So can you see that? Are we good?
Yep. That's fine.
Yes.
And good evening, everybody in the chat. Beats in, Raiders in. What we got there? Rav, Heartbreaker. Don't know do shout outs, but there you go. Just thought Pro Beast. Welcome back from being banned. Be cautious, or you will be again. So there we go then. So TFC episode 33, 11th of October 2016. So what's in tonight's little mention? Let's have a quick look, shall we? We have got tonight. So slide back contains then mission overview, the goals, the targets, uranium, the prize list, which is quite extensive. There's been some late additions as well. A bug fixes and tuning session, which seems to go on and on. And then there's one single fun slide at the end, which Andrew decided to put in. Okay, good. So most of the slides have been created by Andrew tonight, and I just finished off the last few bits. So let's move forward. So our mission overview then, a glorious picture there of the Storm Runner, okay, and there's the timings that obviously it kicks off on the on Thursday basically. So we've got from 9 a.m. PDT right through to 1 p.m. or UK timing that's 5 p.m. right through to 9 p.m. plus 1 hour obviously for CET. Those down under, I'm sure you can work it out yourselves. So normal things happen then, relocation disabled basically on the morning, and basically players friend list will be reduced to 10, which I still don't understand, but that's what they're doing. Sector threat, base parts, and the gantry and foundry targets will basically disabled and then will disappear during the event. No changes.
Yeah, make sure everybody fills up on uranium because I don't want to hear anybody crying on Friday. I got no uranium.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so top up. I don't bother
all that on purpose and moan at you.
Yeah, do it.
Great.
Somebody will forget. As ever, where's the uranium? That's right. Right. So there we go. So the goals. So here we go then. Ferox, good name. All right. Sounds like Ferox. I didn't it? Anyway, Ferox Hellborn. Okay, and his Storm Runners. Bloody blah. I'm coming to take over. Basically, Zoe and Harlock sees far has let us give us some time, and basically we can go and fight another enemy. Okay, great. So this is the second of 4 cycles. You can all shout boo now because the first one was dull.
Boo.
Yeah, no, okay. Seeing 38% of the population didn't even take part. However, we've got a slightly different change this time, and the targets are adjusted, and hopefully it will be more fun. We'll see. We'll soon know within an hour after the raid alpha starts, but we'll find out. Because we've still not seen the true targets as such, have we? We've seen examples of, but we still haven't seen the true target. So yeah, blah. Defeat Reaver meters, okay, and earn points. Okay, these points then transfer them for prizes in the linear module, basically reward table, similar to the last event. So targets, okay, so slightly different on the targets this time. So tier 6, okay, the mammoth tier 6, okay, then which was previously labeled the S target, aka the elite, okay, aka the motherfucking bastard hard one. Okay.
Yep.
It's basically, it's again a non-co-op target. Okay. And it says use, I love this bit, slightly different wording this time. Use high rank HAL race of the top tier sub, okay, to face off against this extremely difficult target. I shortened the wording because it was much longer. Okay. This is not your typical target. Love that bit. It's funny. Okay. It will be very challenging. Really? The target is set to be 1 tier strength higher than the actual hero itself. aka the reason then that it takes you several fleets, ideally in their minds, to be able to complete the target. Then notice then it's the 105, as we said in the preview. It's 1 million for completing it and a 2.7 million for the bonus. Anybody that's really generous that wants to get down to one single ship left over and give it to one of your alliance members, he's going to do very well nicely.
3.7 million. 3.7 million, and you're gonna die.
Yeah, but basically a 2.7 mil bonus is very nice to hand to somebody else if you want to.
True.
That's a lovely way to get someone that's level 30 up to some mega points, isn't it? You know, you could do something really nice like that if you wanted to. Mercs, yeah, exactly that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna get some.
Let's see what they look like first.
I'm gonna get yelled at again.
I do still like how they're saying, oh, you should probably fight within your tier, tier 5 hell race and this and that, but the highest target, there is nothing for it. So it's like, yeah, it's conflicting a little bit.
Yeah, it is. It is slightly. So, well, but it's good. We have some. So that's the bad news. Okay, then it's still going to be a mofo to actually kill the tier 6. Okay, but what is good news is the tier 5 target. Okay, then if you look, it's 1.34 million and a 1.35 bonus. That's reasonable. That's pretty close to the tier 6 target. Okay, although you've got to kill 3 of them. I get that, the 71 through the 75. But the great news is, as it says there at the bottom in the green, there is no penalty this time for the higher level people hitting this target. So it doesn't matter what target level you are, what base level you are this time, you don't get that reduction in points. So we get the full 1.34 million this time. So go on, mate.
I was just going to say the only issue I have with these two right here is one, the 2.5 fleet goal again. You know, last time they had that was the very last one of the Apollo, and that was 10 million, right? Was 10 million to complete that?
Yeah,
it
was
2 5,
wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. And now if the A sets are as time consuming as we saw last week, there's going to be a lot of unhappy pirates.
Well, we only just guessed it. We don't know because
we don't know. We do not know. I'm saying if they are as time consuming as last week.
Yeah,
that's not going to be a.
And even based against the usual, what we'd come to expect. I know the last one, the last rate of the last cycle, they did something different. They had 2 S targets, but even normally we're used to 4, 4.5, maybe sometimes even 5 million for a single S target. So compared to your A sets, you're rewarded with 1 to 2 million more points. Or a lot more comparatively, but here it's just 1 million more, and that might not be worth the extra repair time versus the seat time of A's and damage. We won't know until the raid comes out. It just the increase in points from A to S just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah. And I'm curious about the tier 6. You know, we were told that we were going to have last month's S sets available as well, and I've not seen anything about that, so I don't know if that has changed now or what. But
well, we were supposed to have the old A sets from last raid in the rest of this cycle, and that ain't happening, so I don't imagine we'd get that. I think the 105 is going to be an entirely new target, but we'll see.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. I mean, you know, the fact that they couldn't continue with what they had on the last raid set. We may as well just call this as season 1, episode 4 or something, hadn't we? Because it's not going to be what it was. It's going to be something completely different. So bear in mind. Yeah, I mean, I was just going to say quickly. Bear in mind. So, and the radio just said, "Well, I was exactly just like we mirrored ourselves the other day." You know, if you are going to be prepping these 105s, or you are going to be hitting these 105s, I'd leave the hulks till last. Otherwise, you have really annoying people like Imri coming in and stealing your target right at the end. What if he wants to come and kill the target with the hulks left into it? Fill your boots, mate, because your subs are going to sink. Because that's what kills you off the most, isn't it? So leave the hulks till last. Go in and do the hulks at the last time. You know, so clear all the outside ships first, and then finish off with the hulks. And if someone like himself wants to come in and take your target, then all you got to do is just go, well, fill your boots, mate. I'll go and get another one because it didn't cost me very much. And then it will cost him a lot of damage. He's got to go and patch up as well. So, yeah. It's there. No, but that's my way of getting back at people like that, you know.
Yep. Oh, no retreat in the S target.
Yeah, notice. Yeah, so no co-op on either of those. Okay, and no retreat either. So just bear that in mind as well. So Hellrave should be fine though. If you've got them up and ranked and that sort of stuff, you should be tier 5ing, and you shouldn't have a huge issue according to the information passed across. So we will see. The proof is in the pudding, obviously. So let's have a look at the next 2 tiers then. So tier 4 then, basically. So this is the 4 targets, the 51 through to the 57. Not bad points, to be honest, is it? You know, it's about 1.1, 1.2 roughly. So that's it's not too bad. Oh, sorry, it's not.
1.262.
1.262, yeah. So that's reasonable, isn't it? You know, because it says this should be able to do this with tiger sharks, and we know if you've got tiger sharks, actually, you should be able to do it with some other subs as well. So you know, it's not horrendous. I did try this in the preview target, actually with a set of Kudas, and I could just get in there as well. So
I think the slide's wrong. Hang on.
Go on, what have we got there? So tier 4 targets. Check the points, mate, just in case it isn't right.
51, 53, 5%, that one. Total 662. 662,000 points, but the tier bonus of 325,000 is correct.
Right, okay, got you. So the total bonus is right. Okay.
Got the briefing up.
Yeah, cool. Okay then. So we'll adjust that before we put this out on the main page itself then. So just reiterate that again, Brian, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah. The B set target is not worth the 937 and 325 as just stated. It is actually worth 662,000 points total. 325,000 of that 662 is the bonus.
Right, good. Okay. So I probably put the 325 onto the 662 or something like that. That's probably what I did in an error and being speedy and fast. There we go. Right. So anyway, the good news is, okay, and on this set, and we'll just talk quickly about the tier 3. Then the tier 3, obviously the lower 3 targets, 60k amalgamated for each for those together, and then 60k bonus. Previously, obviously the old C set, and you'll notice then that both of these are now co-op targets. Okay, and if you're not sure, because you haven't been doing raids for a long time, or you never did co-ops before, so basically co-op's quite straightforward. Whoever goes in first. And stays in there, basically, you'll get an indicator in the top corner to say that you are the first person in combat. From the outside area, it will show orange or yellowy orange sort of color, which means somebody else then can enter for you as well. And if you get a high level player that wants to go in with a set of hell raves, if he's finished his raid, and he could smack all those targets for you on your behalf, because he came in after you, obviously you'll get the points and you'll get the bonus points at the end of it, sort of stuff. No matter how much damage you have or have not done, it won't make any difference at all. So that's good news. So this is the first time the co-ops come back in. It is only for the tier 4 and the tier 3, but even so, at least it is backing. So that's not such a bad thing, to be honest. So you can actually just go in, sit in the corner with one single CUDA, you know, and then let somebody else do the work if you choose to. So there we go.
Slow way, but at least the co-op's back.
But at least the co-op's back. It's a start, isn't it? So, you know,
I'd like to see the co-op added to all the targets. I think co-op makes the game so much more fun when you're playing the raid.
Co-op
At least it feels like it for me.
Yeah. I would love the blast to be available. I know they mentioned it. It was clear that they mentioned it wasn't going to be available this time, which means that they are planning on putting it into the raid. And I honestly can't wait for that because especially if some of these targets take as long as I think they're going to take, I want that blast. I'm sorry.
You mean like the Blitz? Feature?
The Blitz. I'm sorry. The Blitz. That's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I would like, I must admit, tier 5, and I'd like Blitz.
Yeah.
It would make it so much, make it really sweet, wouldn't it? But, you know, it's a trial so far in the FM, isn't it? But there we go. So, but just bear in mind then, so unlike the previous tier 5, these 2 tiers here, then obviously if you're going to go in and you're a high level player, it doesn't indicate exactly what that level is. But basically you will get a points reduction if you're going to hit these targets singly and think you're going to complete your raid this way. Yes, you may well complete it, but you'll be getting considerably less points. You'll just be getting the bonus effect, basically, if you're a really high-level player.
Yep.
Some people still do it, though, because they like just go and auto things and that sort of stuff, and, you know, while they're watching whatever they're watching on TV.
Well, they're at work and they're playing on their phone or something, yeah.
Yeah, that's true as well. Yeah, they could do that as well. So some people like it, some people don't like it, you know. Pros for co-op, okay, and you can bring people on. Cons for co-op, people get things maybe they shouldn't have. That's down to opinion. I think co-op in the last 12 months has probably brought some of the problems into the game because the expectation management of people that really haven't fought hard to go and get what they require, now they expect it all the time. and obviously when co-op was turned up, they couldn't get it, so they got disillusioned, and some left. So
that is such a conversation I would love to have at another time.
it is a conversation. It breeds.
It is.
Especially from the big alliances, because you can bring some people on quite easy. And I did. We brought a player on in one of our alliances who was less than level 40, and we got him the top set tier target, and he built it, and he still stayed well under level 50, and he's basically going around annihilating everything because he had high level players fleet basically, and he still got it now, and he's he still goes and hits anything he feels like it because he's well under the level.
But here's
50.
Here's the catch: he's still playing, is he not?
He is still playing.
So his retention is high. The retention with that is high.
But the second he gets level 50, I think it might change.
Yes, that's the next question.
So since that day, though, he hasn't advanced his base at all, on purpose, which is another point. But anyway, that's a tangent. So
yes,
right, okay, here we go. So this is slide 6 of 20, by the way. So the uranium, the infamous uranium payout, which is disastrous again, Okay, so I didn't hear any mention of any man of wars, or maybe I just got bored looking at it. I'm not really sure, to be honest. But yeah, so points payout, there you go. So points on the left-hand side and payout on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
It's not an uber amount, is it? So
no, men of wars are going to be available on Saturday, I believe, at noon.
They generally are, aren't
they?
Yeah. They're normally there for 36 hours, aren't they? So. But anyway, there you go. There's the Duff uranium payout. I still think they should just leave the darn things out in the water and let it still hit them.
I agree.
But that's it. That's what we're going to get. Okay, so prize list. We won't delve too much into prizes because we've got some specific slides about each the top tier stuff, obviously later on. So this is the open list, and there we go. Not much change really to obviously on the left-hand side. Everything's the same price as it has been consistently, I think, since last time. I don't see any differences there. Charon Tort's obviously still there, which is good. And Tiger Shark and Hellwraith hasn't changed its prices. In fact, none of it's changed its prices.
Karen's, yeah. It's all the same. I do like some of those additions on the right-hand side, though. Yeah,
I have to say. So I like the fact that Neptune's come back in because it's making quite an interesting tank. Okay.
Yep.
And the great thing is now you can build 5 at the same time as you could build 1 previously, or practically, because it's now 1 day and 12 hours.
That was a very smart move, I think.
For a blank hole, it's gone down by 4 days and 1 hour and 13 minutes, I think, actually, to be honest, but I didn't bother putting that bit in. So
honestly, I think adding the Neptune in could make the difference between some players getting higher up in the FM than others.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Especially those individuals that did choose, and I did say at the time, and in fact I think you guys agreed as well, that if you're going to ever coin something as an offer, the Citadel offer was the best thing ever that was been offered in the game, I think. Personally.
Oh yeah, I pushed that heavily, and actually now it would be perfect because here's the thing, the Neptune's not as good as a Punisher for a tank in the FM, but you know what? I spent all of like 20 seconds put a tank together and put it up on the page because. If you're not able to get to tier 5, you will be able to do it with this in some time now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you will. And you can imagine that you can knock up 1 day and that sort of stuff. Yeah, just put one thing on the front of it, a bit of defense mechanism, and you've got 5 tanks. You can easily hit 3 targets.
Or you can build 2 good ones. I mean,
or you can build 2. Whichever way you want to do it. The point is, you can have them, and you can have 1 running and 1 fixing, that sort of stuff. So,
correct.
It's there.
And with the 3 days that you have, you can conceivably get up to tier 5 now if you couldn't before.
Mm-hmm.
If you had bought those Citadels, you rank them next week. You have this, you build the blank or 2 and rank them next week. You're in on the FM, man. I mean, you are caught up, and you're going to start hitting that tier 5. And I'm telling you, FM, like I've always said, the absolute first priority for anybody in this game.
Yeah, so I think it's a good, and I've seen people doing the dubs with them, that sort of stuff, the Drat uranium bases, all sorts of stuff. It's a niche hole. It's quite a strong little hole, and and there are many things, where you can utilize it still. And many people missed it out the first time because it was in quite a difficult event, I think, for people to get it. So I think the build time is amazing, though. I have to say, I'm really impressed with that. To knock off over 4 days is a size of
very
chunk.
good.
Yeah, it is. And I think the price is great. Same price as Tiger Shark, so it's bang on the right level for me. And then there's a Harrier missile there as well if you want to chuck it on. So and guardian missile system as well. So it just all works, doesn't it? The whole thing. I like that.
Good addition.
Yeah, very much. So.
I actually don't even own the Neptune blueprint. I just realised, so I'm quite happy with that myself.
Slacker.
I know, right? I usually collect everything, and for some reason, I don't own the Neptune.
Oh well, there we go. You can top up your top trumps.
I think
Good
I will.
news. So let's look at the lock store then, because there was an adjustment to the lock store. We've had a couple of adjustments actually quite late on today. So the normal things then, Proto Nem, obviously the 4 super hulls there are great. There's the Proto Nem, Hellstar, Ghost Crawler, and the Man of War. As per normal, you're going to get four max, 4 goes each time, and basically shards times 5. You get 5 at a time, and you get 4 times it. So you get 20 in total for each one at 2 million a throw. So somebody's a bit more than that. Someone would like 25, wouldn't they? Who was that? Was that?
Yeah, I don't know who that was.
Yeah, piss off.
I think it might be Stu. Stu wants 25.
I'm going to be 5 shards away from a Ghost Crawler at this raid.
And you're going to go hit the dubs, aren't you?
No, I'm bloody not.
Why? Because the shards just don't drop,
Yes,
do they?
he is.
Okay, so anyway, but there you go. You can get 20 of each if you want to and that sort of stuff. So my advice at the moment is don't build a Man of War because it's pump, okay? Because I still can't work out what to do with mine. I've used it for all sorts of stuff and it's rubbish and everything, but hey.
Actually, I've seen someone with a use. I think it was Yanis from KDE that was using that as a flagship for their Furies. And he actually got to the back of my base in like 30 seconds flat.
Because it's just like span around the corner.
Yeah, it was unreal. I've never seen anything like it. So that might be a use for the Man of War.
Or I'm going to have to tank it up then instead. I've tried it for every other purpose and it's just like, oh God, it's just embarrassing. It's really funny.
Filthy, filthy corners.
Terrible, isn't it? And good, some gamma shards are back in again as well. I like that. That's the best thing of all, to be honest. You know, although saying that gamma's, it's still good, but it's getting to the stage where it probably needs another new hull to go in there and replace it. But there we go.
Bit cheaper too. It's $500,000 cheaper for a shard than last time.
Yeah, yes, it was 5 last time, wasn't it? If I'd have to say, I noticed when I put this slide up to start with, I put 5 million. And then Andrew Weaver reads each other's slides, and he went, "Nope, it's 4.5." I went, "Oh, so it is." There you go.
I thought it was 4.5 last raid.
I think it's
No,
5.
it was 5. It was 5 last trade.
Anyway, either way, at least you'll get some goddamn shards if you go this way, because it's still one of the better holes to stick in your base for base defense, especially if you want to do it for a countermeasure ship. It's brilliant for that.
Yep.
Or put ballistic on it as well, that sort of stuff. So it's good for that. And then on the right-hand side then, so these are the 2 additions. Now, we've been looking at these blueprints, but we hadn't actually seen them in the full Technicolor glory for a week and a bit now. So interesting that it's a limited store, okay, rotating price as well. So as it says there, these limited components then with an unlimited capacity, even though it says 1 of 99 on it, which I thought was quite interesting in the main brief on their own website. And it says that basically you can redeem a random amount basically per day. It's going to be set to different levels. So it's a bit odd, really, to be honest. So you can log in one day, you might be able to get 6. You log in the next day, you might be able to get 10, or you might only get 2.
That seems very odd.
It's a random way of doing it, I have to say. So check in each day to see how many you can redeem. We'll talk about what they are a little bit later because they've got separate slides themselves. So, but anyway, so it's the armor. So one's an armor, obviously, limited armor, and it's a D5ST, okay, for 1 million points. Okay, and go on. Do you want to do it, Stu? Say the name or not?
No, I'm not saying it.
You're not saying that.
Come on.
The ampacity.
Ampacity.
There we go.
Perfect, mate.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay, then. A bit like an ampule gone wrong. Okay, so ampacity upgrade, okay, then, which covers many items, okay, then, which is across the board, 500,000 points. Good. So, unlock store this time, then. So, this is just stuff down the bottom, and some people just do this stuff at the moment. We've had some additions to this as well. Not quite sure why they're there, but there are some additions that just come in at last minute. So, we've got the ship build tokens. I don't think that's changed, has it, from last time? Looks the same,
Nope,
doesn't
same.
it?
No, it's about the same, yeah.
Yeah. And the DU shells are in there again. Okay, great, wonderful. Okay, but they put the scythe and the death scythe in this time. Okay, added last minute. So
I'm unsure why.
Well, it goes with the Neptune. I mean,
True, of course. Yeah, it does. But then again, there are other weapons that also any of the heavy weapons could go on the Neptune, can't they?
right. But that's what else was
Or none.
with it,
Or none. Yes, you're right, Ryan. Yeah.
or none.
Yeah.
I mean that is what was paired with it originally. I don't know anyone that uses them anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I might, depending on what I was doing, because there's the heavy weapon that's the launcher, that went with the retribution.
Right.
But yeah, nobody used the sides because even in the preview video for them, the blades would go and kill the target faster than the sides would land. That's not the case anymore. So maybe we'll see a change, but I doubt it.
We'll see. I don't know.
Did the projectile speed get bumped up?
I didn't see any difference.
I don't think so.
I haven't noticed any difference at all. And it needs to as well because the projectile speed sucks, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. It
Yeah.
needs something. And the dumbfire, are they not? The death side is I'm pretty sure a dumbfire weapon.
Anyway, it's unlocked. If you want to get it and you want to spend that much money on it or that many points on it, then it's available to you. So, you can get the side or the death side, and you can get obviously the hull as well to go with it. So the Neptune. So it's there if you choose to take it. You can get it without doing anything and unlocking stuff. So that's it's a debatable point whether you want to get it, but if you haven't got a heavy weapon, I suppose you could. I know.
Did they offer DU3 in the last whole raid?
I think they did.
I think they did. Okay.
In the last raid, wasn't DU3 in the last one as well?
Not in the last one. The last one was fusion charger and interception system to the battlement.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Many.
It was. Yeah. Anyway, so DU shells 2 million. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out why they would have the random amounts of max redeems on different days. I think they're just trying to get people to log in and check on different days for some weird metric.
Yeah, you're right. I can get the armor one because you might want to use that in your guard and that sort of stuff. But we'll talk about those in a second because they're on separate slides. But yeah, it does seem a bit random. A note there from Andrew. Basically, that's what TFC note, but it's Andrew's note. Okay, and basically, so he's going to create as he did last time. He's going to do the Excel spreadsheet. Basically, if you're looking for a certain prize based on the target you're hitting, he'll give you the multiples of how many times you have to hit that target. So that'll be coming out tomorrow. Which is good news. It makes it simpler for people. Then just keep that to one side and go, right, I'm looking for this point. I'm hitting these targets. How many times have you hit it? Basic maths. Brian's laughing to himself, I know he is. But anyway, some people like that. So that's good. Right, badges and achievements. And thanks to Rakin for putting these out tonight because obviously if you look on the game, you can't actually see them. So there's the new badge you're going to get on the top there. So it's very colourful, if you want to say it. It's very, very goldy sort of colour, isn't it? And obviously the achievement thing down bottom just for participating in the October event. Obviously that just sits inside your own table of achievements, but the badge obviously that's on the top. You can stick that on your base if you so choose to. So,
I like that badge. I like the look of that badge a lot.
It's all right.
I was actually just about to say that. I've never really had any care for badges, but I like the look of that one.
Yeah, it's like a big up you, isn't it? It's got a big Y, 2 fingers.
That's probably why I like it.
Maybe
and this is what I think of you.
Or is it? I think it's actually. It looks like some little man jumping for joy with his arms outstretched out of a
Except the man is on fire, but yes.
Yeah, but it's got to. It's Reva. Everything's on fire.
Everything's on fire.
It's Reva. Reva. So there you go. To get that badge, then you got to go and destroy. Obviously, 5 of the top tier 6 targets. So
that's not what. Okay, I'll look in the briefing because the slide has 6 tier 5, which means 2 full A sets.
Destroy 6 tier. Oh yeah, it does actually. No, actually, slick kills. Destroy 6 tier. Actually, yeah, it's just the way I've read it wrong. Destroy 6 times tier 5. Destroy 6 tier. Yeah, that's what it is, isn't it? So it's 6 tier 5s, isn't it?
It's what it is in the briefing too. 6 tier 5 Reavers. So it looks like 2 whole A sets.
That's okay, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't. Based on something we'll see later on in the show, I'm not sure if that was a typo on their part or not, but we'll see.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Okay. So there we go. Badges and achievements. Here we go again. Right. So we're just over halfway. We're halfway through the show. So here we go. Here's the spite. So there's the final stats that's been produced, and I'll just have a quick shout out to Huggy. He's already got up on Huggies itself. He's put all the data in already. So that's up and done. So and the 2 new specials. He's going to do those tomorrow. So that's good news. So I like the thing it says cobbled together. I think that's quite a technical term, isn't it? Cobbled together from other missile hulls. Okay, but this is one of the very first missile hulls that's come out now that doesn't have retargeting. So bear that in mind. This is not a retargeting hull. This is a missile hull that you're going to have to use like a blitzer if you choose to do so. But hey, there's specials.
There's specials that add retargeting. You're fine.
There are.
It means remote targeting, right?
Yeah, remote targeting.
Sorry, they are different.
So remote targeting, you like on the on obviously on your sort of
Rhinos,
like
Mastodon.
Rhinos, yeah.
Mastos, and that sort of stuff. So this is another one that with the way bases fire things at ridiculous lengths and distances these times. This is almost, although it's missile, it's almost like a blitzer. Just the way it's set up. And yet again, look on the defense stats. Look, what's it missing? Same as the Fury there. So on your defense stats, you've got your ballistic, corrosive, radiation, radioactive, and that stuff. But there's no missile defense until you get across to the special abilities field. That basically, on its bloodthirst, it then has penetrative deflection of 2,000, but not until.
And that wasn't there before either. That wasn't there in the preview. There was no penetrating deflection at all.
But it had to have it in, didn't it? Because you know what happened? It sunk like a bitch, didn't it? Basically,
Yes, it did.
It didn't get anywhere.
Yes, it did.
So
Also the technical term.
yeah. So it went down quicker than anyway. Moving on. Yeah. But yeah. Okay. So it sunk rather rapidly because it didn't have that penetrative deflection on bloodthirst. So if you're going into a base that's full of obviously missiles, or they put a nasty missile hole sitting in the back of their base, and you haven't got your bloodthirst up, you've got to have a cautious for this thing because it's going to take a pounding. Because defensive handicap's 100%.
Sailing your vendetta and cackle maniacally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think the explosive deflection was increased as well. That was 4,000.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that was getting a pounding as well, wasn't it? From that, so and that was mostly because of the Harlock Citadel, wasn't it?
Yeah, if it had a Harlock Citadel in there, it was a no-go. Simple as that.
Yeah, the fleet was like dead in like two. I think Ren did it in his, and the fleet came in. I think he did it in 2 volleys and took out a whole fleet in 2 volleys.
Sounds about right.
That might have been mine too, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I think.
It's good news. Anyway, so there you go. There's the whole game changer, no game changer. Come on.
Well, for prepping out blunderbusses and stuff like that, it has its uses there.
Yeah.
As a 5-ship fleet, I don't think it's going to be amazing. The Fury is obviously the better class of hull for a 5-ship fleet, but if you mix and match them, which is what they seem to be making us want to do anyway right now, but
yeah,
if you can mix and match them up, you might do well.
Yeah. It's more of a niche build.
Yeah, 2 jobs: prevent ballistics, prevent radioactive, and spot for the rest of the lot. Or if you're against the right base, you could go all in on this, but it's probably just going to be a tank spotter.
This is one of those go in, peek the base, and then go, oh yeah, right, he's got this, he's got that. Okay, and so which one of my lead holes am I going to pick to go with my 3 mort chuckers? Or something like that, isn't it? Retargeting ships. So.
I kind of like that though, because it adds strategy back to the game. Rather than just click with a fleet to the back of the base and off we go. You have to think about what you're bringing in now.
Yeah, and that's what they said that they were trying to bring back was not having bases that were unbreakable, but also having to have a strategy to go into these.
Yeah, I agree.
So interesting, the effects for the fleet effects as well. Then so on overload as well, where it says 100%, 150% reload on certain things, like ballistic reload. That's interesting. I thought.
I thought that was an interesting little ad.
Yeah, but interesting that explosive reload 150%.
Well, we do have one
all
more.
Ships in fleet. Affects all ships in fleet. So maybe next time we have a cannon.
We have one more Conqueror hull coming out. That's what I was about to say.
And we're missing something, aren't we?
The Reaver SCX, yeah. Go.
Yeah. Apart from my UAV one, which I don't think I'm going to get, but there we go.
Okay. They learned their lesson the second time.
Yeah, probably. So anyway, that's the final stats until they change them again. Let's move on. Okay, so the missile's growing all the time. It's getting bigger and bigger, isn't it? Okay, it still only fits on the ship. It just looks like it's good.
She said,
"Yeah, boom." It looks like it's getting big enough to be as a base turret now. But anyway, so that's the picture we got.
Before you start, those are the wrong stats.
Well, that's what was on there.
It's supposed to be reload times 9. I know that.
I thought it was.
And the building damage is 5,000 as well.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, hang on. Why is that up there then? Because this is what Andrew's popped up. Okay, we'll come back to that in a second, and we'll flip to the actual page.
Link is in chat. I can go off on the stats of the actual missile while you fix this if you like.
Yeah, you can do. Have you got the page up there? Have you?
I've got it right here, and the link to the image is in the chat for you, so you can take a look. So comparisons, the range, weight, they're the same, but
Okay.
base damage against hulls is 2,700. Building and wall damage is 5,400. God help you if you're ever firing at a wall.
Yeah, I'd like to know how you're doing that with a missile.
Mm-hmm.
But the reload time drops
Poorly.
9, didn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
reload time's 9. That's important. Flak evasion is 30%. Is that on there? No, it is not. But flak
No.
evasion is 30% on the missile.
Right.
And it's still got the same chance of critical damage,
Critical
on
damage.
enemies below half. It's the vulture.
Which is the vulture piece, isn't it? So what's the blank? Somebody got it up there. Can I have a look at the blank reload time then for a blade missile?
4 seconds.
It's 4 seconds. So we're still considerably slower.
No. Okay, so this is
Here's
where I
the
go
math.
because
Here's the math. Come on.
I did this math for the show because I was curious myself. Yes, Scold, the R-15 blade missile will have a reload of 1 second before adding any other modifiers and such. You'll never get to the point with reasonable abilities, hull reloads, etc., where you reach the cap with the blade missile. So that's
1, 2,
fine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
R-15 blade missile deals 1255 against ships and 2511 against buildings. But this has a few differences that make it better. Long story short, this missile was designed perfectly for its job. It has one job. That job is to shoot buildings. It does fantastic. It's worse against ships that are over half health than the blade missile. The blade missile has a higher DPS, even though it's lower damage. Its reload is so much quicker that puts the DPS in its favor, but only slightly. Obviously, if you get below half health, the 25% chance of critical damage is going to increase your DPS by 25%. It's an amount problem. Don't worry about it. Just trust me. Against buildings, you might think that just running the base numbers, that it's a little weaker. And it is a little weaker base numbers, but because you have the percent base damage to building damage on the hull, on your siege targeting, and the percent to, is it total damage as well, penetrating damage on the hull. Now, these percentage damages work better on the Scoria missile because the Scoria missile has higher base numbers to go off of.
Yeah, got you.
So it's going to give it higher DPS there. It's going to push the building damage in all situations past the blade missile. So this is always better shooting buildings, and it is going to be better at shooting ships below half health. Now, the Vanquisher, which this is intended to counter because of the high radioactive deflection, has a lot of health, 500,000. So this is going to do great against that too because you have a lot of chances to crit. And so it's a lot more meaningful, whereas against weaker ships with high resist, you might not be able to see that difference because they're just dead on the same volley. This matters. So it's great against buildings. It's better against weaker ships. It's better against the ships it's supposed to fight against. Good job. A+. Go team.
So the question is then, flak evade is how much?
30% on the missile.
So if you just, it's not very heavy. And if you just stack it on a set of rhinos, what about doing the FM?
I don't know. I don't remember the countermeasure for that. There is certainly a countermeasure accuracy and density percentage as to where a blade could be considered better. I don't know what that is.
Because you can't get through. You can't get through in the 102s.
The blades have an 80.
Yeah, 80% inherent. That's a lot better. So you against sufficiently high countermeasure accuracy and density, you'll see the blades get through more.
And they don't get through at all anyway.
Yeah, there's a range somewhere in between what we have now and Kixai's OP missile, anti-missile thing, where it's better to have the blade, but I don't care. I'm not going to do that.
No.
If it somehow possibly comes out, maybe, but just put the Scoria missile on your base hits and put your blades and everything else. You'll be fine.
Good. Okay, and that's the point. Okay, so I just want to make sure people don't think, oh, this is the one for me for doing the FM, that sort of stuff, if that's not the case, because they'll be slightly disappointed if they go and fit it and then find out it's pumped for doing that, because of the obviously deflections that's obviously and the the issue with the 102 target. It was the same as the old 107. You couldn't get near the damn thing with a missile fleet unless you started using a bit of a bit of pinch targeting, that sort of stuff. So
I might put these on my Apollos because
I might put a couple on each. Yeah, I might put a couple on each and leave a couple of blades on actually.
Yeah, I might put more than a couple because the flak on the enemy isn't particularly good, but also the turrets, they have a lot of health, and if I can retarget with a couple of spare volleys, or maybe even just one if one's all you need, and take out a one of the basilisk turrets from a snipe, that's good. Yeah. I'll take that.
Okay, so that's good. So the point is then, don't think that this missile, because it's good at base damage, is going to be any good in the FM, because it's not still going to get through and hit the targets, because obviously they've got the inherent draconian sort of defense mechanism in there, and you're not going to get your missiles to land. It's hard enough to get the blades with all their bypass, so you're not going to get these to land anyway. So don't do it basically. But in a base, which is what it's meant for, that's fine. Different altogether. So advanced guidance system, that didn't change, did it? To be honest, I don't see any differences there, unless it's not the latest figures. But I don't think there's any difference at all, to be honest. Still a crappy picture, but hey, it is what it is.
Was the flak evade ever 30%?
I think that special did change, actually. I think they added missile accuracy as well.
Yeah, they did add something to it.
Penetrative accuracy plus 15%, not listed on that picture. Flak evade bonus plus 30% listed there as 15%.
So it has gone up then. Okay, and so when I put out the PDFs, then we'll put the new stats up compared to these stats here. That's fine.
Yes.
Okie dokie. So here's one of the new items here. So this is the new armor. So this is the Zinthonite, obviously the D5ST. Okay, so basically all this one does, apart from adding blank weight to your obviously defensive armor weight, in tonnage, it also does stun resistance, obviously per plate of obviously 10%. So that's quite handy against Furies and that sort of stuff that's coming into your base, because obviously you get stunned, and there's a few other holes that do that sort of stuff as well. Gorbus Saber, that sort of stuff, and those sort of things, they do that sort of stuff. And actually, so does you get stunned, don't you, by ghost crawlers as well sometimes if you get a bit too close. So that's quite handy if you're going to put it in your base defense, but obviously if you're coming into attack as well and someone's got obviously something that can stun you as well in their base, then you may want to put it on there as well. Apart from that, it's just adding blank armor weight.
There is one thing I don't like about it.
What's that, mate?
Well, most of the other D5 armors that have come out have the assault and siege deflection 2020.
There's nothing, is there?
Yeah. I think they should have definitely added that in there.
Yeah. I mean, this is definitely geared towards some of your defensive holes, isn't it? And not the attacking holes, I think, to be honest.
Mm.
But then again, I can think of better armors personally that I'd rather have on my defensive holes than this.
Yeah.
Couple maybe.
It's a difficult one. Maybe one or two here and there.
Two, yeah, because you're getting 10%, but multiplicatively you wouldn't be getting 20% just by adding two. It doesn't work like that. So,
right.
Yeah.
Because kick's eye math.
Yeah, so it's multiplicative. It's different the way it works. It's down to the individual as ever. So there goes. Total capacity, look. So unlimited number, but it says total capacity 5 of 99. So it's not necessarily unlimited. Unless 99 is just a notional figure. I don't really know. But there you go. You can stick multiples of these obviously on the ship, because there's many places as you've got that you can put armor, you can put one of these on, as opposed to the next one. So ampacity upgrade, okay? And you can only add one of these obviously because it goes into the special slot. As far as I know, it's one per ship.
So if you take a look at the image, there's that up arrow that we consistently see on splash upgrade, combat speed upgrade, etc.
Yeah.
This doesn't say stackable.
You can stack it.
It doesn't say it's not either, does it?
You can stack it.
I think Laredo might have mentioned it. Let me.
Yeah, he said it in the chat. He said you can stack these.
Because I was going to say it's a percentage.
But it's not much, is it? Especially if it's multiplicative again. Okay, you get bonus combat speed of 10%. That's fantastic. That's the same as one of the crews that you can add on. And then you get a 5% radioactive. Well, that's great on the first one. When you put the second one on top again, if it's multiplicative, you're not going to get 5% straight on top of that 5%. It's not going to work that way. So the more you add, the less return you get.
It's a strange one.
And it's an awful lot of special slots to use up, isn't it? If you're going to do more than one. And
Well,
to be
you could
honest,
use it on, a Fury tank, but like you said, once you add more than one, you're not really going to get much results.
but those 5%, I know, I get it. At the moment, the crews, there's some of the bonuses there, you can't get from the crew at all because those things aren't in the crews. But 5%, when you give up a whole, special slot, it's a very niche item, isn't it?
Yeah,
for me.
It's a myth for me. Actually, could you, by any chance, go back to the last slide? I just want to look at something real quick.
Yeah, of course.
That repair duration is actually higher than the other D5s also, I think. I just noticed that.
30 minutes is pretty even across the board for multiple ones, like the corrosive.
Because mine's 22. Well,
but don't forget, this is no officers and no R&D.
That doesn't matter. What it is, it's
there's no R&D reduction on it. So
no, that doesn't. It's 0.8. It's the same as the base hull and same as damage. It's the same as all other armors that aren't single damage resist type armors, like your X's,
CTs and that sort of stuff.
CT, yeah, okay, I see.
Yeah, D5X, D5 CT. It's just that because it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 0.8, not 0.6, isn't it?
Yeah, 0.8.
The ones that Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. That's fine. No, it's good to put these things out because everyone looks at it in a slightly different way. So, anyway, okay.
I was just peeking it.
Yeah. So going back to the opacity upgrade, it's of interest to me, but it's not of a massive interest, and it's not. I'm not going to take something off one of my hulls that I think's that I've already built because I think they're important, just to go and get a 5% bonus on something or other that I could have got 3 of those items by just adding a crew. So, it's...
There are some people that use Conqueror hulls in base defense.
Yeah, true.
If you're using a lot of the same specials, you don't need your speed, so you could technically use this if somehow there is not another option that provides you with more damage, because there's a lot of weird overlapping special situations, so you can't use some. But I think this might be fine for I don't know what to put here, and I've done everything I wanted. I'll put this in, but I don't know how common that's going to be.
So bear in mind they're both limited, okay, and so you've got to collect them each time and that sort of stuff. And you don't just get the blueprint. So you get whatever you go and collect basically. So if you want to hit it 5 times, you only get 5 blueprints and that sort of stuff to use. Just the same as you used to use the old engine upgrade and that sort of stuff, and the gales and that sort of stuff. So there we go. It's the same sort of concept. Take it or leave it. It's up to each individual, but it ain't no game changer to me. Right, bug fixes in Uranium. Brian, go on, you can do these.
Okay. Improved the functionality of the locator used in the event to match other more useful locators and show targets outside of the player's view.
Okay,
yes.
So that was a problem. I used to hate that because basically, if you were zoomed in and you then click the locator, it go, there's no targets, and you go, of course there's targets. So, but it only showed the stuff that was in your view on your screen at that time, which was a bit dumb. And you used to have to go and zoom out massively, click locator, find all the targets, and then close it, zoom back in again, and then you'd still find all the targets. That was goddamn annoying. So now you shouldn't have an issue with that, which is good. So if they're in your area, you should be able to see them whether you're zoomed in or not zoomed in.
Hunting for raid targets just become that much easier.
Yes, very much so.
Thank God. Or FM targets if you need a 102 and the whole lot's 109s around you, and you're just like, what is this? No.
Okay.
Corrected a specific case where a player might not receive points for the first target attacked in the Forsaken mission.
Yeah,
that happened to me once or twice.
Last week, that was a particular issue for a few people. I saw that in the chat, on the sector chat. There were quite a few people who were pretty peeved about that.
That's nice. That's a nice way of putting it.
A few tickets went in for that one.
A little bit. The post-combat pop-up for the defender in a base combat will now show the correct base damage percentage.
Okay, rather than nothing or something.
Yeah, so you can tell if someone's actually peeked you or hit your base.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Is it weird how some things all of a sudden, by adjusting something else in the game, something gets completely screwed up that's been working for so long perfectly well? Isn't it weird?
Yeah.
I never understand how that happens, but I'm sure it's a coders
It's
thing.
one thing, break 10 things. That's the way it works.
Yeah, it seems like it, doesn't it? Yeah. Such a delicate thing, isn't it, coding, obviously. I don't know. No good for me. I use a hammer for everything. Anyway, keep going, Brian.
Cleaned up some inconsistencies between the display of the stats for a Megadrone module and the tooltip for the module and the equip design view of the module.
Huh?
That went well over my head.
Yeah. I looked at this earlier and I was like, what?
Come on, you're the Mega
I'm
Man.
not sure on this one. No.
I heard Mega and zoned out, sorry.
They know. They all know in the call when they start to talk about Megas, I just lean back in my chair. It's like, yep.
That's when
Brian,
Ren,
get rid of it.
that's when Ren logs out.
Yep.
As he did last week. They're talking Megas. Bye. Okay. Ren's still voting for a delete button. A scrap button.
He still wants one. Yeah, he still wants one bad.
Anyway, moving on. Next one.
Got the extra decimal places being displayed for the Mega Module damage stat, currently only used on Mega Drones.
And moving on.
I don't got them, so don't know.
No,
Next.
I'm just like, they float, and then round to 6 is just like weird rounding garbage. Oh, man, one job. Okay. So I'm going to read this. I'm going to go and read this as it is written in the bug fixes and tuning on the site.
Yeah, go on.
As of before the show. Fixed a race condition in which a player's fleet could be engaged in 2 combats at the same time.
Okay, that's on the Kixie site. Yeah.
That is on Kixie's site. It should be rare. It is rare here. It is race on the site, and that's going to be funny in a minute.
Because the segue is...
Okay. But I put it a bit...
Didn't.
Yeah, you can jump to that one if you want to, mate.
Yeah, jump to that one.
Corrected a number of spelling mistakes, grammar issues, and inconsistencies with recently added in-game text.
Sorry, guys, we had to do that. It just made us chuckle.
I mean, technically, you could have a hyphen between in and game there. I don't know if you should, but most would.
No, not another one.
If they're going to say they corrected,
Get out of it.
if they're going to say they corrected stuff, they better have corrected. No. I mean, technically, it's not in game. It's the forums.
True.
Fixed an error that was occurring on game mode that could prevent a player's base that was in an invalid location on the world map from being placed back at a valid location. This issue would previously prevent some players from loading the game.
See, now I have a question here.
What
How is your base getting loaded off the map?
Off the map, or just in an invalid location? I don't know.
Well, it's quite
float?
simple. You load up your base, and your base decides, can't be bothered, and move somewhere else.
Someone pushed my... Look, I was pissed drunk last night. I left the keys on the counter, and someone took my base and moved it down the block. What? Anyway,
Pretty much. It's like, dude,
they hopped up on the top row of bricks. They ran past the level exit. They dropped down. They went to the pipe, and they went to world -1. There we go.
There you go.
It's amusing. Anyway, so
I don't get, like, some of these. I really wish they would actually put a little bit of an explanation, because they just...
Who did that happen to?
I don't know, man. That would suck.
However,
someone very, very
maybe
unlucky.
some weird ad blocker glitch where, like,
don't use that.
how the
Don't say
direct,
that.
Yeah, don't even just go.
your base was under a track base. That is invalid.
Third one down. Come on, Brian. This is the one we all like.
Corrected some issues with managing a fleet in the base defense fleet slot that could result in the fleet not properly updating when ships were added and removed, and could also result in an SOS and redeploying the fleet.
That's been such a pain this week.
Yes,
And they fixed it, and what do they fix it with? Your base defense fleet completely disappears, which is what happened earlier today.
I'm sorry, but that's the result, isn't it?
And you didn't
It's
have
a
one.
result.
Does it just
No
go
more
back,
issues.
does
No
it go
more
back
issues.
into your dock?
You just don't have a base defense fleet. That was all. Because the amount of people that went, "Oh, that's not right. I'm going to tick it and send a picture in." The base defense fleet was there. You just couldn't see it. Because I actually tested it. I went out and hit a base just to check, and I picked it.
I like the idea of having an invisible guard. That gives me the upper hand.
Yeah, it was quite amusing, I must admit. Because I thought I'd go and peek somebody, and then come back out and the base fleet was showing. So it wasn't actually visible.
They're running that like ghost crawler, mad ghost crawler strat. Like, what are they doing?
Yeah, it was quite funny. Called a hack,
what's
wouldn't you?
the
If you hadn't seen it on the forums, and a banner came above the top of the game, didn't it? saying there was issues and that sort of stuff, refresh and it should be fixed. It was fixed quite quickly. But obviously it was to do with the bug fix of this, I take it, you know.
Like I said, fix one thing, break 10 things.
Yeah, it was quite amusing. I did snicker to that one there. So next, token.
The token added to inventory pop-up will no longer appear in combat at the end of a Forsaken mission combat or on the world map after combat when one is awarded. The token will still be added to the player's inventory properly, but the intrusive pop-up should no longer be displayed. That's nice.
Because that was a real pain in the butt.
I'm
Stops you
more
getting
getting
sniped.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't want to hear. Look, I don't want to hear Mark say anything because he's tagged 2-3 days in each consecutive week. So
Yeah.
Shush.
I know, mate.
The benefits of being a filthy corner, question mark?
Yeah. Hey, there you go. With the tinfoil.
Fixed. That was back with the randomness for the days and the metrics on the opacity and the other thing. Fixed an issue where the repair reduction pop-up would appear every time a damaged fleet at max rank with repair specialist researched was docked. Yay!
That was also goddamn annoying, wasn't it?
Kudos.
Yeah.
Speed runs, 6 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. So page 3 of bug fixes and tuning. Some good ones in here.
Holy crap. The VXP rank up animation that plays in the docking complete pop-up will no longer be played each time a fully ranked fleet is docked. Hooray! I ignored it, but hooray!
It was also annoying.
It was annoying, but I stopped caring.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Players will no longer be able to attempt to build over their capacity of a limited component by building that component both on a ship in their base and on a module on their megaship. Previously, a player would be allowed to attempt this, but it resulted in an SOS. Okay.
So
That's
hang
a
on, you're
megaship
building, yeah, but it's interesting that one. So no longer be able to attempt to build over their capacity of a limited component. Right. So
if you had gales and you had used up all your gales in the ship and then tried to put them on your mega, you'd get an SOS.
Right. Okay. So you just won't let you do that now.
Yeah.
Okay. So there was something missing there. Right. Got that? Okay. It makes sense.
Turrets with transformers equipped will now be properly displayed in the battle log.
Oh.
Yay. Okay.
Wouldn't they?
I don't know.
I don't look at the battle log.
Yeah.
Do I have a transformer on any of mine? I don't think I do. It would explode too fast to matter, so whatever. Players that have fleets stuck on the map on account of a bug that produces fake duplicate ships when a build completes will now be allowed to dock those fleets. I'm halfway through. I don't know what this is. Players will also be blocked from launching fleets with these duplicate ships to begin with. Investigation into the issue resulting in the duplicates is ongoing.
How did somebody find out that problem? That's quite complex, isn't it?
Well, there has been a couple of posts where someone says, "Hey, I was building this and I ended up getting like 30 of them." But the thing is, every time they refreshed, they were all gone. So I didn't think that was really an issue. Unless this is that old ghosting, glitch is resurfaced. Maybe I don't know.
The fleet stuck on the map.
A couple of years ago, isn't it?
Yeah, that was from a while ago.
But stuck on the map, and you're building some as well at the same time. I'm like, what?
But you filled up the shipyard, but the fleet should still be able to dock unless they flood the fleet slots too.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I don't know.
No,
like I said, I wish we would have some little bit more, explanation once in a while because I am curious. I mean, some people don't care. I like knowing this kind of stuff.
But sounds like there's a ghost ship out there somewhere, doesn't it? To me.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like that from a couple years back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does. Okay, next one.
Fixed an issue where the first oil slick produced in a game session will not display its visual effect. Some of the cleanup done for this fix may result in a color change for some tactical auras.
So we're getting psychedelic colors now.
I did see that actually. I have the splash reduction on my dock, and it shows up pretty in pink.
Does it?
Does it?
It does. It's so beautiful. I'm thinking about changing it.
Like hot pink?
What's hot pink?
I need to see a picture of that. That's awesome.
Like the bright neon pink, because there's like the purple ones that's the Harlock Aegis and that sort of thing.
I'll have to load up the game. Let me look.
I want to see the color of pink that this displays because that could be pretty rad, I gotta say.
Okay.
As far as I can remember, it's not pretty rad.
While Stu's loading up. While Stu's
Next.
loading up his psychedelic base, whatever it is. So we'll just go to the last one, was the fun slide. And this is obviously one of our the community basically I'm not
I love this.
condoning, obviously. Absolutely condoning. Please don't all go rushing out and spray everything. But this is definitely a Brit, just based on the shitty houses in the background. Okay.
Your words, not mine.
Okay. Hey, I'm a Brit as well. All right then, but that's definitely UK because it looks awful. Okay, so basically showing his appreciation to us guys in the Forsaken Council. He decided to honour us by spraying an area of something that clearly was approved before he started. And basically did a nice bit of artwork there with the Forsaken Council. It is good, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it. Every time I see it, I love it. When he first,
well done.
Yeah, when he first posted it up, I was like, "Holy shit, that's awesome!"
Yeah. So instead of spending his money on coin, he spends it on paint instead. So,
the creativity could be a nice, positive channeling outlet for people that might otherwise want to complain and whine and
And anyway, so Andrew loves that particularly. He's actually created an area now on the Forsaken website, forsakencouncil.co.uk, okay, where you can also then send in some fan art as well, and Andrew will post it up on the website for you. So
please visit George for all legal disclaimers, etc.
No, don't get me involved in this crap.
Don't get me involved in this crap either.
Blame George, he's the new guy.
Yeah,
he's the new guy.
I'm the new guy.
Right, so slides over. I can stop showing things now. That's good news. There we go. We're back to normal. So have you got that psychedelic colours up on your thing then, Stu, have you?
I do. It's hot pink.
It's hot pink, is it? Okay.
It's very beautiful, but I'm definitely thinking about changing it.
You're not going to share your base. You don't want to get hit. I know.
Can we?
I know.
We could, if you crop it properly, we could just steal a picture. But
all right,
I think a shout out does go to Ren for he made a post in TFC a while back that was asking for just bugs and glitches, things that weren't necessarily bad, but just kind of impeded the game and made the whole experience worse. And that got a lot of feedback. And we would like to think that caused some of the issues to be investigated and subsequently fixed. Maybe something not so big, but maybe something like the thing where the VXP animation replays when you redock your Scold fleets. That no longer happening, something like that. It wasn't bad. It was just inconvenient. And so thank you to Ren and everyone who contributed to that for helping that.
Yeah, I think one of the best ones is the fact that you can stack your tokens now in the FM for one cycle. I think that's
entirely different, but yes,
one of the best profs that we've had. Just in the right nick of time because it wasn't going to be done in readiness for the fact that we can blitz because that wasn't considered at the time. That got fixed very quickly because that would have really annoyed a lot of people.
That would have drawn fire from everybody. Well, the
without a doubt. So quickly again, hang on. Here's a little picture. Let's screen share.
What are you?
This.
That doesn't look that different.
I just see Brian just peering right into the camera.
It is
up real close. Exactly what I just saw. I just thought, hang on a minute, what?
It is sort of gay pink,
That's not that different from the normal one.
See, no, it was green before.
It was green?
Yeah, the dock special was green. That's this is for the splash reduction.
Oh,
is it?
Yeah, beforehand it was green, and for some reason it's now hot pink.
Huh. Okay. I didn't know what the splash reduction thing looked like. I hadn't equipped it or ever seen it. It looks a little brighter than the Hardlock Ages field for comparison.
Yeah. I don't have any wheel sticks, so I can't show you that.
It's cool.
Just go hit a 90. No, not a 91. Hit the 85s.
So if you want a hot pink aura, there's what to do. There you go. Fill your boots. Right, and that's it for tonight. We're done. We've passed the hour. We've got all the information out. We'll amend those slides to the latest stats, obviously, before we post them on the page so people can use them for reference if they choose to. I think that just leaves us to say good luck, obviously, at the start of the raid on Thursday. Unlucky if you're an alpha, because it's bound to crash, as it always does. No, it'll have a few glitches, but it'll sort itself out. Some of us will be streaming, definitely, without a doubt. So if we are streaming, whoever is or isn't, we'll post something up on the TFC page and that sort of stuff. I probably definitely will. I think Liam might. And I'd just say, get well soon, Liam, mate. Okay, you had a bit of a disaster today. Ended up being hospitalised. He's out.
He's fine.
Yeah, he had a bit of a work-related accident today, which required him to go to the A&E department. So
his hair is okay.
But the hair's fine. Yeah, exactly.
Hair is okay.
However, his manual handling skills are now being handled by Lucy.
Oh, jeez.
Boo!
I'm not touching it. Lucy can come get you. Never mind.
Right.
Anyway,
shall we say good
Good night,
night,
everybody.
Okay. Take care.
have a good night, everybody.